It's another exciting episode of NXTGen podcast, and I must tell you, I'm excited to be here, not just because we are going to be diving into something that is really exciting, but because, well, I'm here, and of course, it's a time of learning. This is NXTGen podcast, like I said, where we discuss every single thing. Nothing is off limits as long as we balance it with the biblical insight. This is F to the E to the L to the I to the C to the I to the A. Felicia with you, and I'm not alone today. I've been joined by the delectable, beautiful, yes, say your name, Jai.
As usual, I am Oluwatepi. Thank you very much.
All right. Today we'll be looking at something intriguing, something that you and I are guilty of, something that you would say every year is a routine, something we do all the time, as in but then we will not be doing the talking because I like to say that I'm not the expert here. We have been joined today by Mr. Tosin Oni. Thank you so much for coming and doing this with us.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Ma. I'm happy to be here. Good morning, everybody.
All right, we're delighted to have you. So, if I am meeting you for the first time, of course, they are meeting you for the first time, who would you say Mr. Tosin Oni is?
All right. Like you said before, my name is Oni Oluwatosin Peter. I like when people call me Oluti in short. By the grace of God, I'm married, and I'm a financial expert, basically, I think. Is that enough, or there's something else you want to know?
So there's a lot of money in your account, that kind of financial expert, you know.
Let's leave that off the camera,
Oh.
please. See me after now.
All right. You might be thinking that we want to talk about money, but no. I think somehow money is involved, but then we'll get there. We'll get there. We are talking about resolutions, okay? Is it ritual or renewal? Yeah? So, Mr. Oni, if you want to look at resolution in broad prospects, what would you define resolution as?
All right. I would say resolution is the process whereby you have to make a determination to change a particular set of routine over a particular time. Maybe after studying yourself for a while, you decide to, okay, I need to do this, I need to do that. But like you have said earlier, it's either a ritual or a renewal. So it depends. But resolution broadly is taking a step of a change. Yes, that's resolution.
Normally in Nigeria, we have this popular New Year resolution. January 1st, New Year resolution. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to achieve, you know. So, sir, please tell us, did you have any New Year resolution this particular year? Because we're already at the end of this year.
Of course, if you must grow, if you are interested in growing, in becoming a better person, you must have a resolution. Not just for the new year, you know.
Yeah.
New year comes in two ways. Either come at the beginning of the year or when you are celebrating your birthday.
Yes,
At that point
it's a
too,
new year.
At that point too, I feel there's a need to check your life and have a balance, have a structure around it. So yes, of course, I had resolutions.
Tell us. Hit us with like 2.
All right. I had resolution on my finance, which is very, very important, considering the particular era we are in, which is very difficult, you know. And then on personal development, I had resolution. And then in dealing with my spouse, my wife. Yes. I'm married to a woman wife anyway.
That's not the table we want to bring. That's not the table we want to bring. All right, so talking about resolution, let me take you a little bit back. Can you remember when you started making resolutions?
Yeah.
And if you want to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, how many resolutions have you made in your life?
Okay. I can't give you an actual number. Like I said, for me, resolution doesn't just come at the beginning of a year. For me, when I take a review about my life and I realize, there's a need to do this. All right, I was with a friend of mine a few weeks ago. You understand the economy of the nation. And then he told me something. He was buying his wife gift and he told me he does this very often. And I'm like, how do you manage your finance? And he gave me some analogy about it. And at that point, I made a resolution that going on henceforth, I should be able to get my wife a gift at least every month.
Wow.
So it doesn't have to be. That's why I say I can't give you the actual number, because for me it doesn't come at the beginning. When I see something I need to develop myself on, at that instant I make a resolution around it, and I try to plan it around myself. Yes.
Interesting. So at what point does a resolution become a ritual? What are some of the signs, using yourself as an example, like things you've gone through? You just said there was an instance where you have to meet resolution on the spot. So at what point does it become ritual, and what are some of the signs that you saw that you will label this as, no, this resolution, it's like it's becoming a ritual?
All right. Basically, I think for almost all of us, if you must agree with me, at primary school level, we all do ritual. Because your seatmate in school is writing something on his paper, my New Year resolution. You carry paper, my New Year resolution, So I think that's when I started. That's when I started. I actually learned it from my friend right there when I was in primary school. And then throughout that period, for me, it was just ritual.
Just follow.
Right word. Just following the footsteps of my friend. And at that point, I was practically deceiving myself. Just basically ritual. In fact, what I write, after 10-15 minutes, coming back and ask me, I have forgotten completely, because it was basically copycats. It was not my thing, So, if you are trying to, I think in this generation, it's not just about primary school. We have so many people that I want to be like, in this time and in this generation. I think so. We have so many people that are just doing ritual. They just want to be like their friend. And sincerely, my friends, if I must tell you the truth, the best you can be is the second version of that person.
That's true.
Can't be you.
Yes, you can't be you. It's not you.
Yeah.
It's not you. You must understand that we are all, even if you are from the same mother, the same day, you are twin, you are wired differently. You must understand that perspective. One of those days when I had a new resolution, where I had this friend that reads a lot. He reads a lot, and I wanted to read Jesus. I just wanted to be like him, because sometimes, he talks about this, jump into different books and all. And I was like, how are you doing this? And he told me he reads a lot. And I said, okay. I think another one that I remembered, was when I was in secondary school. There's this my friend. He was always coming first, second. And I wanted to come first, second also. So, and I asked him, how do you manage to read? And he said, when they're making noise in class, I read after school. So I now made him my best friend. So anytime he's reading, I'm also carrying my book. At the end of the reading, he wakes me up. Let's go. Let's go. At the end of the day, I was not as good as I was before. Because my own time that I use in reading, which was convenient for me, which I understand, I shifted away from it, because I just want to be him. Instead of me to improve on my own strength, grow on my own strength, and see how I can up my weakness, I just wanted to be him. So I slashed down myself, wanting to be him. So it's completely destroyed me. And at the end of the term, when my result came out, I didn't even put it together. Like I said, my dad now called me and was, guy, what happened? What's wrong? Is it that you don't understand your teachers? How do you read? And that's when I said, that's true. I've changed my structure, my pattern of reading. And I realized that, man, that guy is not my best friend.
So what you're trying to say is, for us to know, is that your resolution should be you, not based on what another person wants, another person's resolution. Make sure that those resolutions you have are what you need to achieve, and then you follow through achieving it. Now I want to ask a personal question, because I remember some years back, I had a resolution to get admission a particular year, but I didn't get admission to the university. And I felt down. I felt like a failure, because I kept writing exams over and over again. And I was still missing that mathematics. That mathematics just didn't like me, I felt sad. So I want to ask, for the sake of people listening that they didn't achieve some of their resolutions and they feel sad about it, did you experience any resolution you made that you couldn't achieve it? How did you come out to achieve something much better?
All right. Sorry. Before I answer that question, let me just draw a balance with what I just said. I'm not asking you to stay in your comfort zone. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying stay in your comfort zone and this is the way it works for me.
Yeah.
You must understand yourself. You must understand the way you are wired and try to improve on it. Okay, sorry, let me just create a balance.
Yes,
I hope not take much time. When I was in university, I realized I needed to read more. Because, of course, JAMB did what they know how to do best. They gave me a course I didn't apply for. So I needed to learn a new way for myself. I like calculation. They kept me in a theoretical class. So I needed to read more. And in my school then, I don't know how to cram. I just give me what I need to read. I will present it the way I understand. But at that time in my school, I had to cram. So I had to stay on my book for hours. When I mean hours, I stay in class for 7-8 hours. I had to start helping myself. Okay, I like to read at night. But I like to read at night for 3 hours. So I started doing 3 to 4 hours. So I started improving. I just want to draw a structure there because of listeners. I'm not saying you should just stay on your comfort zone and become lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So based on what you asked, if I've made resolutions that didn't work, yes, I beat myself, but at the same time, I gear up again. Yes, that's the truth. Something happened to me when I first wrote JAMB. I got 4 admissions,
Wow.
but not into the school I wanted. I wanted Footmina. So, because I had nobody to advise me anyway, everybody said, go now. I said, no, I'm not going to that school. It must be Footmina. Sorry, I'm not a graduate of Footmina today.
After everything.
So you understand what I'm saying. So when I realized, I just told myself, oh boy, it's a worry you. I'm missing it out there. And then I had to tell myself, okay, let's do this again. For me to get for admission, my JAMB was good. And it's always easier writing JAMB when you're still a student than when you're at home.
Yes.
So the next JAMB I wrote, man, it was not easy. But glory to God. I got the admission. So once you make a resolution and you can't achieve it, in fact, for myself, I don't think I can fulfill all my resolutions. Because I set the bar very, very high. Yes, I set the bar very, very high. So the more I'm getting close, the more I shift. For example, my finance. I still save, even in this particular economy. And then I just screw myself. Yes, I just screw myself. I use my intake of shawarma, pizza. You understand? I need to save for the raining day.
Yeah.
Yes. And particularly in this time, you don't know what might come up anytime. So you need to. So sometimes if you can't meet that particular resolution you've made, your target, don't overflog yourself. Just push and move on further.
Okay, so has there ever been a time when you just look at your resolution and you be like, Omo, man, no can go die.
I beg you.
Make resolution day where it day. Make I day my day. Has there ever been a time, and how did you come out of that particular situation?
All right, yes, there's been a particular time like that, but I regretted ever pulling out of that resolution because it makes me feel I'm an achiever.
What's the resolution? Me, I want to know.
Tell us.
Okay, there's so many resolutions I've pulled out of, like the one I said, Footmina.
Okay.
I told you I didn't finish on. In fact, my next jam I didn't put Footmina to start with.
Is there a recent one? Like a very recent resolution that you...
This guy wants to touch.
Tell us what to hear.
Okay. Recent resolution that I pulled out of. Okay, yes, my praying time. Let me use that. My praying time. Like I said, I'm married. Before I got married, I used to have the time to pray. Of course, single brother. What do they do? So I did pray anyhow. Anytime, just call me. Even if midnight, call me. But now, don't call me midnight. I go answer questions.
That's true.
But when I got married, I had to structure my praying time. But in as much as I structured it, I could not meet up at a time. And at a time, I felt relaxed. I beg, but sincerely, it wasn't. I regretted ever taking the action. Also, I learned something. I read a book that said, whatever you do for 21 days consistently, it becomes part and parcel of you.
Yeah.
So that's now my target. Anything I want to do, I just tell myself in the next 21 days, I am doing this thing.
Over and over again.
Over and over. And sincerely, like after the 11th day, you lost count. It just become pattern, but you just keep doing it. And then by the time you realize it's 3 months, 4 months gone, and you can't even stop doing it. You understand? Another thing I think I made a resolution about was, please, when you're editing this part, remove this part. My wife must not hear. Helping my wife with her house chores. All right. When I got married, I wanted to be helping her do everything. I wanted to help her do everything. But at a time, it now became, if I'm not doing it, then something is wrong with me. It becomes a problem. Okay, like this morning, getting home, I'm just coming from a video. Getting home, she was doing something. I wanted to help her, but I'm bodily tired. So at that time, when I was still doing it, if I don't help her, she now gets angry. She now pick offense. When I start having issues, I told myself I had to withdraw. I didn't like the fact that I withdrew. That's the honest. But I had to withdraw it to just put some structure on the ground so that she understand that this and that. Sometimes you have to allow me. Yes.
All right, so I like the twist that you gave to that. So in the bid to also have resolutions, you must be careful as to if you're injuring yourself, or to the detriment of yourself. You have to be very careful.
Yeah.
Let me poke you a little bit here. Has there been any resolution that has been there back to back to back to back to back to back?
Yeah,
This year you bring it back. This year again you bring it back. 2027 is still there. I want to know that particular resolution. What do you think is the
reason.
village people behind it that is not making it achievable?
All right. Basically, trying to expose my secrets to the world.
We need it, sir.
Basically, there are two things that I think
Okay.
I've been doing back to back over time. Number one is reading.
Okay.
Number two is helping my spouse and my finance. I do it back to back. In fact, I change it over time. And for reading the book, like I said, I'm into a finance system right now. Sometimes I come back from work very, very, very tired. Like I am exhausted. You have to do a lot of investment, talk to clients and all. I'm tired. And then I come back, the only thing on my head is to sleep. And you have to eat
first. Food first.
Yeah, if it's me, I won't eat. Well, you don't want to collect query. You don't want to collect query. So I can just eat. And one thing food does for me, it makes me heavy and makes me weak. So if I want to achieve anything, I don't eat at that particular time. I try to suspend the food so I can feel light. And if I'm hungry, it keeps staring me. You have to do this and
Finish
that.
it
So
up,
yeah,
finish
you
it
understand.
up, yeah.
So reading has become something that I try to do over and over. Sometimes before you get to the office, you have like 10 missed calls on your phone to respond to. So getting to the office, like, okay, when I get to the office, I want to read one particular chapter. But you already have an assignment on your desk. You need to finish up. So as soon as you open your system to start, it's when it's 7 o'clock, you even remember that, or when my wife calls me, I remember that, it's night, I need to go home. So I've not been able to do anything. And I'm going home at the same time I want to read. So it has not been easy. It has not been easy. So reading for me is something that I've been trying to do over and over again. Like I said the bar very high. It's not as if I don't read. I read. But I set the bar very, very high. So if I'm able to achieve a book in a month, I increase it to like 2 books in a month.
Okay.
15 days. All of that.
All right.
So what do you think you can do to make sure that you are able to, this your reading resolution now, what do you think you can do to improve it, to make it much better, that you start reading? Because there are some people that, like you said, they are so busy, they cannot do one thing or the other. They can't achieve their resolution because of the tight time. What can they do to just, space things out and achieve it?
You know why reading might not be easily achievable? Because there's no way you assess yourself. You're not writing an exam.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's personal development. So you can't assess
that's true.
yourself. And so if, and like prayer too, sometimes if you stop praying, you don't even know at that particular time. So you just keep, okay, I'll pray tomorrow, and it's going. So what I think you must do is you must be accountable to somebody. And this is where my generation failed. We don't like mentorship. I like mentorship. I don't like easy mentors. I tell my mentors, beat me. I know they can't outrightly beat me. But you must force me. You must tell me, Tosin, have you finished that book? I have a prayer group right now. So no matter how tired I am, they call me. It's time for prayer. And I tell my wife too, please wake me when it's this time. And okay, let's read this book together. We are reading this book. After when we come, we are reviewing it. And I have a WhatsApp group for books too. You understand? So
Yes,
I'm accountable to this set of people. So they checkmate me. I can't get tired. For example, they tell me, Tosin, you are reviewing this particular chapter tomorrow.
You have to rush.
No matter if it's to stay up throughout the night, I must do it because I can't feel them. because they didn't fail me at their own time.
Right.
So when you're accountable to people, it stirs you up. It pushes you to achieve more.
Let's stay on that accountability for a while, a little while, yeah? There are some people that you would agree with me that the head that they have is coconut. No matter the tightness or the strictness of an accountability partner or mentor, they just seem to be lackadaisical about, achieving whatever it is that, they want to achieve. So if peradventure I am like that person and I'm listening to you right now, what would be some of the things that you would tell me through the lens of your own experience, okay, to help me come out of that situation?
The first thing about resolution is determination. The second thing is self-discipline.
Okay.
If you have coconut head, I don't know how to help you. We have to break it and remove the water. I think that's for me. It's personal. It's something. That's why it's not a ritual. It's a renewal. It's you personally telling yourself, I want to achieve this. So if you are serious about achieving it, you must work towards it. So I don't need to come and flog you over it. Okay, by the grace of God, I'm a mentor to some people. And in as much I don't like them, I don't like telling them, what is your New Year resolution? Sometimes I ask them, what's the plan for the year? It's also a way of telling them, what's your New Year resolution? And I checkmate them. In 3 months, in 2 months, in 5 months, in 6 months, how far? How far have you gone with this? No. This, what is this? Are you sure? Let me tell you one of the things I planned for myself when I was quite young. So it was a kind of resolution. The age I wanted to get married. I did that when I was in primary school.
Wow.
Yes. I told myself.
Man in secondary school.
Okay.
Though it didn't work.
Okay. Of course. That's where I'm going to. My own didn't work. It didn't work at all. Don't let us deceive ourselves. But you know what it did to me? It kept pushing me. So let me tell you the difference between students. There's some students that once a strike, they're already on their way home. Check out those students, they don't have anything pushing them. But you see some students that once there is strike, they are still in school. It's because for them, I've been call off the strike.
Yeah.
Something they pursue me. Time is ticking. And so they are ready for exam. They are ready for anything that will come. So if the lecturer comes to class and said, tomorrow you are starting exam, they are ready. But those ones at home, they are the one that will be begging. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. So if you have a New Year resolution and something is driving you, something is pushing you, might forget coconut head, it will break. The water will come out.
Okay.
So it's personal development, it's personal growth that you must personally work on to be able to achieve whatever. So you must tell yourself first, I want to achieve this, no matter what. I want to achieve this. And if you let me tell you the truth. There is nothing you set yourself on that you can't achieve.
Yeah.
There is nothing. Believe me when I tell you, there is nothing. If it's according to the will of God.
Yes.
All right.
There is nothing. Put prayer, put yourself in this. Those guys said, we will not give ourselves to the king's meal. They were looking at the fire.
Yes.
They were seeing the fire.
Yeah.
It was a resolution.
Yeah.
They were looking at the fire. Oh my, this fire auto. We will die. But no, it's a personal decision. It was not because a pastor preached it.
Yeah.
So if you must achieve it, just forget the coconut head.
Okay, he said you should just forget the coconut head. Well, I don't know if you have one more question because we're racing against time here.
No, I actually have something I want to say. Please look out for next year. For everything we just said now, let it be a resolution. Have something that the Bible says, write down your vision, make it plain.
Yeah.
If you don't write, if you say, let me keep it in my head, you'll forget it. But if you write it down, you can keep going back to it. Try it and make
Sorry,
that.
can I say something to what you just said?
Yes, sir.
Let me tell you how I do mine.
Okay.
I write mine,
All right.
not just in one place. I write it behind the door in my room.
Yeah.
So if I want to open the room to my door, I'm saying
Yeah.
it.
seeing it.
Wow, that's nice.
I write it on my reading table, just above my reading table. It's on my notepad.
Everywhere, so that it will remind you.
It's on my sticker note on my system. Everywhere. I am seeing it like, guy, man, you don't even tire me. I can't forget. It's there in my face. So you must write it down and tell yourself every day that this, I'm achieving it.
All right. I think that's the way to cap everything. And from my end, I would say that it's okay to get tired. It's okay to take a break. It's okay to say, okay, at this point, I no go die. Ma just relax. It's okay. But what is not permitted is giving up.
Yeah.
That one, you no go walk, no give up. Just keep pushing. Take it. Like I always take a break. As long, like I just go back on LinkedIn. I'm like, I took a very long break from LinkedIn, and I'm so happy I did. Okay, because I'm back now and I'm back powerfully. So it's okay to take a break. Don't beat yourself about it. It's normal. It's the circle of life. Okay, take a break as long as you want, but don't give up. Come back to it, keep pushing, readjust where you need to readjust, tweak where you need to tweak, put away where you need to put away, discipline, exactly, subtract, multiply, divide. All the body mass, you can apply it, okay? Just make sure that your result speaks for you.
Yes.
Remember, this is a NXTGen podcast, and you can follow us across all social media platforms, from X to Instagram to Facebook to TikTok. We are there. Just type NXTGen podcast and we will appear. Click follow. And if you're just coming across this video, make sure that you subscribe and click on the notification button so that you'll be updated, or you'll be notified rather, when we are live. Thank you so much, Mr. Tosin, for
Thank you, sir.
doing this.
Really enjoyed this
As in
episode.
probably sometime we'll bring him back and we'll talk about marriage and finance, because we are hitting some salient points that I wanted you to break
This
the table
marriage
finish.
stuff is
As in but the God of the single will speak
He will
for
speak
us.
for us.
Until next time, from myself and of course the delectable and beautiful Debbie, we'll see you next time. Bye.